Hey everybody, it's Kyle. So yeah, things have changed a little bit. Wow. I mean, pretty wild. Um, not freaking out. I know some people are freaking out and panicking and all that. I mean, we have stocked things up and all that, but not panicking yet. But I actually came into work today and decided, this is kind of silly. There's not a lot of people there, so I'm turning around and I'm going back home to be locked in my house just like everybody else. I'm just kidding. It's not really funny. It's kind of a scary situation, and I've got a bad feeling that once all these test kits go out today and they start getting a better idea of who has this and who doesn't and all that we're going to be pretty shocked. I got a bad feeling it's going to be a lot of people, and so that's rough, and it's kind of sad, but there's no point in pointing fingers anymore. There's no reason to do that. Maybe things weren't handled the best way, but so what? Here we are now. Let's try and handle it good from here on out, and that includes not fucking freaking out and fighting people and stuff in stores over toilet paper, okay? So stop and think about what you're doing. I did finally get a good explanation on the toilet paper thing. So if you stop and think about it, a lot more people are going to be working from home. And in addition to that, kids are home because schools are closing and stuff like that. So it only makes sense that we would need more toilet paper. So good call there on that one. I'll go ahead and give a shout out to Rick on that because that's a good point. I didn't think about that, and it's true. I mean, my kids are home. It's spring break right now. They, from what I hear, when school starts back up in a week, it's just going to be online. So the grade school and the junior high, everything will be online classes, and they will just use their Chromebooks from school and connect and do the stuff that way. I know a lot of universities have gone to that or shut down, and a lot of people have had to go pick their kids up from college and bring them home. And yeah, it's a big deal, guys. I mean, it's a national state of emergency now. There are some people that are suggesting it's probably going to go to martial law. It may not, I mean, it's not that we can't live under it if it does. We just have to deal with it. But, yeah, that would be pretty crazy if it goes to that. But, hey, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do to get through this. I don't think it's a necessity for this. I think people just need to be smart. We did our last going out into the general public yesterday on Sunday, and took the wife, and we actually went out to a nice dinner together, and that was great. But that's probably it. I hear they're going to be closing down all the restaurants and stores and stuff that are unnecessary. So I would be pretty surprised if you're going to be able to go out to a nice dinner for a couple months. And that's okay. We got a lot of food stocked up. Just got to be smart, man. Don't buy all the fucking chicken McNuggets. Don't buy all of the ramen. Don't buy all of the soup, okay? Be smart. Take what you need for a little while. Leave some for other people too, and be intelligent. Don't be a primate, okay? All right. But yeah, it's this is unprecedented. I've never experienced anything like this, and I know I don't know anybody who has. To be honest with you, I think anybody who would probably be referring to the Spanish flu in 1918. So I highly doubt there's anyone that we know that's alive that could tell us about what that was like. And even if they were here for that, they were probably fairly young. So yeah, this is, we're not going to have the death toll, obviously, that had, but at the same time, it's still pretty frightening, and it just shows you how kind of spoiled we are. I mean, we've gotten so used to having everything at our fingertips all the time and getting things whenever we want them and not having to worry about that. It's different when some of that is taken away from you, and it's okay. We're going to be fine. just remember, man, what's my number one mantra? I'm sure everybody that's been listening to these special reports knows it by heart. Wash your fucking hands. It's really that simple, man. I'll be honest with you. I was just at work, and first of all, a guy picked the center urinal of 3. Hey, buddy, I got an idea. Why don't you pick one side, and I'll pick the other side, and that way we can be, just like it says everywhere in our office, to try and be 6 feet apart. What do you think? I mean, fucking just little things like that, guys. And then he proceeded to wash his hands. It's super quick and walk out. And it's like, take a little extra time, 20 seconds to wash your hands correctly. Okay? Just be smarter, man. This is how this is going to be transmitting, and these are the people that are going to get sick and get other people sick. So use your noggin and do things the right way. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but hey, man, so is being sick with the coronavirus. Oh, and so's dying. That's very inconvenient. So, not that you're going to, and not that anybody our age, is going to pass away from it. I mean, I'm sure some will, but just be smart. God dang, man. Don't be a dumb shit, okay? I'm going to go ahead and throw it to a break, and then I'm going to come back and talk about some things that don't have much to do with coronavirus because, you guys are all getting enough information about it, just like I am. There's no point in really talking about it too much. So I'm not going to do a 50th episode, but I'm just going to talk about a few things. So we'll be right back. Kyle? Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I was trying to decide if I was going to talk about this or not, and I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. And we had been talking about this anyway. I'm not a big fan of guns, and I like to shoot shotguns and rifles. It's a lot of fun, and I like, shooting trap. That's very fun. I've never been hunting, but I get the general idea, and I'm not opposed to it. But I'm not a big fan of handguns. And I think the reason why is just I see so many news stories and all that, and it's kind of a bummer. However, just for pure protection reasons, the wife and I had been discussing purchasing a pistol. So last week on Friday when I left work, I went straight to this store and looked at some different pistols and had some ideas of what I wanted. Obviously a 9mm is what everybody wants, kind of, and ended up purchasing one. It was interesting, to say the least. I mean, people were very helpful, very nice there, very friendly, but just looking around within that store and seeing how in danger people that are firearm enthusiasts feel is upsetting. Guys, you are not in danger of anybody taking your guns. Unless you do something wrong with them, then you may be in danger of that, okay? I feel in no danger whatsoever. I have a shotgun, and now I have a 9mm, and I don't feel in danger, okay? I do feel like there's the potential for that, and that's why I purchased another gun, but... and the other reason is, something that the wife could get to quickly and pull out if needed. But it's really for family safety and for personal safety at home, just in case. We don't know. I doubt it's going to get to that, and I hope the only place I ever shoot that thing is at a range. But you just don't know. You never know. And I want to be prepared, if it's necessary. So... anyway, basically how it worked, I live in Missouri, and I went to a place in Missouri, and, I just walked in, talked about a couple that I had looked at online, and was suggested some other ones. One thing that I didn't know very much about pistols like that is the longer the barrel, the less the recoil. That's kind of another thing I don't like about pistols is the recoil's, I can handle it, but I just don't like it. I mean, it just kind of, there's that apprehension that builds up, so it's kind of hard to pull off a good shot, I think, sometimes. I guess that comes with practice. But, so the woman that worked with me suggested a little bit longer barrel, and so that's ultimately what I ended up going with. And then the other thing has to do with the actual ammunition itself. The grain and everything within the gunpowder that's in the ammunition will either give you more or less recoil. I had no idea. It's kind of wild. I just thought you buy a certain gun and that you get that recoil. But so I did purchase some ammunition that's for self-defense type stuff. But I will be probably buying some more ammunition that's more for like target practice and stuff like that. Because we do need to go to the range and try it out and make sure that we're both comfortable using the weapon if we were to have to. Okay. But yeah, it was pretty wild, and it's a very interesting store, and it's a very interesting situation. So I walked in there probably a little bit before 4 p.m. and I walked out somewhere around 5:40. So they had to run, since they're a store that falls under the federal restrictions or whatever. You don't have to be that kind of store, but this store is a federally licensed gun sales location. So they do run a background check. So they had to do that on me, and my understanding is there's very few people working doing these background checks. And they told me it's one guy for the entire central part of the United States. I don't know. That seems a little far-fetched. But regardless, it took a little extra time because they were just inundated with people requesting, to purchase new weapons. So, that took a while. So I kind of had to stand around and look at other stuff. I ended up getting a safe case that locks and all that jazz as well. And anyway, so when I was standing in line, I mistakenly started up a conversation with a gun enthusiast that was there. And he was purchasing some wackadoo modified pistol that had the stock and all this crazy shit on it. I don't know, dude. Whatever. I don't even want to know what he was spending. I mean, it was pretty reasonable. It was under $400 for 9mm. You can get crazy. You can buy $3,000 9mm. But look, man, I don't need anything too crazy fancy. I just need something that's going to do the job if I have to use it. All right. But this thing he was buying, he's got a few guns. So we talked a little bit. We talked about the whole toilet paper thing. We thought that was kind of funny, and we talked about a good thing. It was a good conversation. And then at some point, he and one of the employees that works there, kind of an older guy, they kind of started bantering back and forth a little bit about how prepare yourselves, guys. This whole thing with the coronavirus is being overblown and everything by the media, and it's a it's a deal made up by the liberals in order to make Donald Trump look bad so he won't get reelected. That's what they believe. And kind of their proof and how they justified that in their own minds was that, Ebola happened when Obama was in office, and it wasn't like this. Yeah, okay. First of all, I think that might have been when George Bush was in office. But if Ebola would have crossed across gone across the ocean and gone, we had some cases of it here, but if it would have been as rampant as this situation, then we would all be shitting out our bloody guts, because it is a horrifying virus and kills very quickly, dude. So what you're saying is insane. The way this works is for up to 5 days, you can show no symptoms at all, and you can have it. And then by the time you start showing symptoms, you're pretty sick. So, to compare that with Ebola is crazy. The other thing is the percentage of people that survive, I believe, it's totally different. And look, man, there is no scheme by anyone to make this a big deal. This is a fucking big deal, guys. And when they release these tests and they see how many people have it, they're going to be shocked. It's going to be shocking, and we're going to get down about it. And we can't get down, guys. Yes, people are going to die, probably quite a few people, and it's going to be sad and horrifying. But you can't go around spreading conspiracy theories, and you're going to hear me say this, and this is shocking. We cannot sit here anymore and go, well, Donald Trump fucked this all up, and that administration fucked this up, and the Republicans, and da-da-da-da-da. We can't do that, just like these guys can't say that the liberals are causing this to be a big news story. Okay? It's a big news story because it's a big news story. Are they pushing it a little far? Yes, absolutely. But I think we've all seen now how they handle tragedy in the media. And here's the thing, people. It's supply and demand. So if you don't demand it, they're not going to supply it. All you need to know is to keep to yourself as much as you can. If someone in your house gets sick, you need to kind of quarantine them off by themselves. And that includes them having their own bathroom to use, and you can't use the same bathroom as them. And you need to quarantine them, okay? It's really that easy. And then 14 days after that, then they can be unquarantined. You just got to clean the shit out of your house and clean stuff and wash your hands and all that, okay? That's how this is going to be defeated. And all these things that are shutting down and all this, I love basketball as well as the next guy, man. I'm a Rock Chalk Jayhawk all the way through and through and through. And we're number one in the nation when this shit started, okay? So we were looking pretty sweet going into the big dance. But I will tell you this right now. I'm glad that they called it, because we do not need to be having these giant events with all these people. Even if you take the crowds away, there's still too many people there. And people are going to get sick from it. It's life or death, man. I'm choosing life. I wish the Jayhawks were playing in the NCAA tournament starting this coming weekend, but damn it, them's the breaks, man. That's just all there is to it. And I really don't give a shit, okay? We're talking about human life here. So quit crying about that shit too. I mean, they've gone down to no more than 50 people you can't have things that have more than 50 people in one location. I mean, that's crazy, guys. There goes BSA meetings. There goes Girl Scout meetings. There goes everything. I mean, they've already canceled my daughter didn't get to play one volleyball game. We went to the first practice, and the next day, they canceled the entire season. Them's the breaks, man. And that's all there is to it. And it's a bummer because it seemed exciting for her, and she was loving that first practice, met some new people, really liked them, but hey, so when I see these news stories where over in Kansas and in different parts of the country, they're having these high school basketball tournaments still, all I can think is, kids, I'm sorry that your parents deemed it necessary and the adults deemed it necessary for you to play in those tournaments, because some of you are going to get sick because of it. And as much as I love sports and basketball and all that stuff, it's just not that important when it comes down to it, guys. It's not. And even if there's a chance that not having those tournaments can help some people, then I'm going to take that chance. And so they've made the right decisions in that respect. And I definitely appreciate the sanity going on there, because there's lots of insanity happening elsewhere. I know I'm just ranting on and on here, but yeah, that took me by surprise when they started talking about the media teaming up with the liberals because Trump's doing such a great job, they have to take him down now. I was just kind of floored, and part of me wanted to kind of yell at him and say, you know what, man, that's the kind of bullshit that people are spreading that sucks dick. So quit it. That sucks. But I also had to get out of there with my gun. So I kind of let it go. But, yeah. Anyway, so, don't spread that kind of shit, no matter what side of the fence you fall on or whatever. I mean, I fall on the side of humanity. So I really don't give a shit what party or how you vote, or I don't care, right? I don't. I just want you to be safe and healthy, and I want your family to be safe and healthy, and I want us to be happy, all right? So, end of story. So don't watch too much of the news. Don't read too much of the news. I heard something like 43% of all people in the United States get their news on Facebook. That's the worst fucking place on earth for you to get your news, people. Don't get your news there, okay? I wouldn't even suggest news websites. I really wouldn't. I think they're, I wouldn't suggest paying too much attention unless you see that it comes from the CDC directly or from some other reputable source like that. The CDC has zero interest in politics, and they are merely here to try and help keep people healthy and alive. All right? So pay attention to what they have to say and what they're telling you to do, but I wouldn't pay attention to anybody else. I really wouldn't, including me, guys. Even though I'm trying to be as straightforward and speaking in general terms about this stuff to begin with. You don't have to run out and go buy a gun. You don't have to run out and buy 5 cases of toilet paper. Should you have some stuff on hand to cover yourself for the next couple weeks as far as food and goods that you need at home? Absolutely. Does it hurt to have self-defense? No, absolutely not. So it's entirely up to you. And I understand, and trust me, I am not a handgun fan at all. But I also recognize that it will hopefully make my family feel a little safer and make my wife feel a little safer, and she can handle it if need be. So there you go. But yeah, that was my gun buying experience. That's what happened to me last week. Still haven't recorded the 50th episode, guys. I apologize. It's, as you can understand, virtually impossible to get people together right now. People need to be with their own families, and they need to be doing stuff like that. I mean, we may do something just online and record, via Skype or something like that, just shooting the shit about it, or I don't know. I really don't know. And I may just keep doing these special reports till this is over. It's hard to say. Some stuff to watch. Hey, here's some kind of interesting stuff. And I know this doesn't go along with the special reports, but it does kind of tie in. So Disney Plus dropped Frozen 2 way early. It wasn't going to be on there for months. But they went ahead and dropped it yesterday on Sunday, the 15th, early. So that, it's something for the kids to watch since they're going to be home. All right? Kind of cool deal. They don't have to do shit like that. So that's nice. The other thing that happened is a lot of the streaming and purchase for streaming movies, they released a bunch of new ones that weren't due to come out for a little while, one of which is The Rise of Skywalker, the episode 9 of the Skywalker saga. And so that is available for purchase online. Not rent, just purchase. And it's available before it was due to be available. So that's kind of cool as well. Yeah, you still have to buy it, but hey, come on. So a lot of stuff like that is going on. I know my phone company, and I want to say something about my phone company, guys. I don't know if I've talked to you guys too much about this, but I would hope that you would ask me if you're interested in this, but if you're not, I get it too. I use a phone company called Mint Mobile, and they use T-Mobile's lines nationwide and worldwide, but they're just a third-party reseller of T-Mobile data and phone. And the way it is you purchase up to 3 months subscription at a time, or no, you purchase more. Sorry, you have to purchase a minimum of 3 months at a time, and it's substantially cheaper. So I get a plan that has 8 gigabytes a month, or gigabits a month of data. That's a lot, right? And I wasn't going to even get that much. Because here's the thing: once you run out, you still have data. It's free, but it's just extremely slow. It's maddeningly slow, by the way. But it works, so you can still get data. And then I've got my kids on there as well, and they each have the 3 gig a month deal. So they come out. I purchased an entire year's worth of service for something like, it was less than $200. So I'm covered all the way up until next November. And I'm done paying. I don't have to pay a monthly thing every month. They just let me know, hey, you got another 8 gigs of data. Here you go, blah, 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 blah. Okay? It is a bring your own device type of thing. You don't have to. You can actually purchase a phone on their website directly. I will put a link up in the notes. I know I said I was going to put a lot of links in the last one, but I really will put a link up, and you can go check it out. Please use me as a referral if you do, because it gets both of us a discount as well. And I'm not trying to advertise. I'm just being honest. I think it's the best thing I've used. Before this, I used Google, their Google cell phone service. It was okay. They kind of rip you off on overages for data because they don't shut you down or throttle you. So you just can keep going over, and it costs more and more and more. So I kind of hated that part, and it's a little pricey. This is way cheaper. I think you can start out for your first 3 months for something like $45 for 3 whole months. I mean, mine was, I think I did 3 months, and then I got another 3 free months. And that's when they approached me and said, hey, you want to do a year? And I want to say it was like $135 for the rest of the year. So, I mean, it's like $15 a month or something for me for a full year. That's insane, man. And I'm completely covered. Cell phone service. The only thing I understand is if the networks get too busy, they can bump you off there in place of normal T-Mobile customers, but I've not seen anything like that. And we've driven through a lot of different, I mean, when we've gone to Chicago, we drove down to Florida, and I had service all the way everywhere I went. So I just can't imagine. As a matter of fact, my service was better than it was when I had Google. So there you go. And it's a hell of a lot cheaper. I think I paid $100 and some bucks a month for my cell phone service with AT&T. So, you know, $135 to bring it to a full year was a no-brainer. So check them out if you get a chance. And like I said, I'll put a link in here. And if you use me as a reference or whatever, you can get some extra credit, and I can as well. So hey, it's a win-win situation there. But they came out, they emailed, this is what I was getting at. They emailed everybody who has their service, and they said, for the time being, I think all the way up to the middle of next month of April, they're going to do unlimited data for everybody who already has an account. So the way it works is this. So like my kids have 3 gigabits of data. So once they get to 95% of that capacity, we just go into the app on their phone and say that we want to purchase another 3 gigabytes, and they'll charge it to the account, but then they're going to refund it. So we don't have to pay for it. Pretty fucking cool idea. And again, something they don't have to do because they're already dirt cheap, but something that they're doing to kind of help people out. And I just thought that was really awesome, and I really appreciated that. And so I am a lifelong customer of theirs. You couldn't pry me away from them. I think they're just really a great service. So let me know if you're interested. Yeah, I mean, you know where to contact me, dadsnark@gmail.com, at the dadsnark on Twitter, and then we have the Facebook page now. Or you can actually leave a message right here on Anchor.fm's page as well if you want to. If you want to leave a message, hey man, you might be on the podcast. Who's to say? You can let me know if you do or do not want to be on. That's fine. I can edit that stuff. Don't forget also, go write a review or a rating on the podcast, preferably on iTunes, but it doesn't matter, or not iTunes, but Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Go rate the podcast and then send me a link or send me a screen capture of your review, and I'll get you entered to win that watch. I still have that watch because I have not had a chance to do the 50th episode, but I'll be announcing it during the 50th episode who wins that. So, but that's about it, guys. Not much else other than a pandemic going on. I really don't know what else to say about it, man. It's bizarre, to say the least. So hang in there, but you know, be sane. Stop and think about what it is you're doing. Don't lose your minds. Don't panic, really. Just take care of your stuff and make sure you got enough things. And don't be afraid to reach out to friends and family, for help. And then don't you resist from helping other people. I've seen a lot of interesting stories too about there was a woman that was going into the store and there was an old couple in their vehicle outside and they were just worried to death about going to the store because they're elderly and they just don't want to get it to the point where they were scared to go in. And so she went in and got their stuff for them. I mean, that's awesome, man. Those are the kinds of things that this is what we're about in this country. That is Americans treating other Americans right and treating other people right. It doesn't matter if you're American. Just be a human being and show some compassion and caring for your fellow man. Okay? And we're gonna get through this, guys. Seriously, it's gonna be all right, man. It's gonna be a little painful, and there's gonna be some sad moments, and it's probably gonna get a little worse before it gets better. But we're gonna get through it. We all are. All right. So hang in there. And feel free to reach out to me as well. And, get off my lawn.